Hi, I'm Justin Fong, and we are at the 9th Annual Unscripted Film Festival in Twillingate. We were experiencing a ton of real fun things today. There's a bunch of food events. We've got a digital art show. We're doing some training in filming and editing news clips, which is why I'm hosting right now. We've also got some creativity in AI and some other programs on the go. But first, we're going to head inside to Treats on the Trail and check out some of the food from our amazing Newfoundland chefs.
Hi, Chef Rory McPherson, and we're at Treats on the Trail in Twillingate for the Unscripted Digital Arts Festival. I'm the executive chef at the Cannery Kitchen and Social in the Hilton Garden Inn in St. John's, Newfoundland. So we got a great group of chefs here from all across the province. The dish that I'm going to be preparing tonight from our kitchen at the Cannery is a street corn soup. So it's a corn veloute. It's going to be topped with all those great toppings you would have on Mexican street corn. So there's some feta cheese, green onions, cumin, some sour cream, corn. There's going to be a Mexican street corn in a bowl. Fantastic.
Wow, that's really exciting. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration for that dish.
Again, fall, a little bit cool, people be walking. It's a very nice, warm, inviting flavor. Really going to hit that spot when you come in when you're hungry and you're cool. It's going to warm you up, but great flavors. And again, local corn we're using. So again, always support local. Try to get stuff where you can, when you can.
I love that. Thank you so much. Tell me a little bit about the festival. Why is it important to be part of a festival like this?
Well, in Newfoundland and Labrador, I think a lot of communities do a great job in trying to increase tourism. And here in Twillingate, with Deborah and Wilma and the team here putting together this great festival, is a great way to bring people to a part of the province, which is a jewel in the province. And you really got to have a reason first to come here, but once you come here, you'll be back.
Oh, that's great. I like that a lot. How many times have you been out?
This is probably my 5th time at this festival, and actually I'm doing another festival in Grand Falls tomorrow. But so Twillingate, always on my bucket list to get here. Whenever they need a hand, I'm there.
Being out in a place like Twillingate, this small, beautiful community, do you feel inspired when you come out here?
Absolutely. I'm from rural Newfoundland, a little place called the Highlands in between Stevensville and Port aux Basques, and always proud to showcase where I'm from, and this is part of where I'm from, is from Newfoundland and Labrador, and Twillingate, like I say, is definitely a tourist destination.
I am Deborah Borden, and I am a board member of Unscripted Digital Arts Festival here in Twillingate, and I own, or I should say I co-own, the Anchor Inn Hotel and Hodge Premises at Alphabet Fleet Inn, so several properties in the town.
This is the 9th year, is that correct, for this festival?
It is 9 years. It feels like just yesterday.
Tell me a little bit about the evolution of the festival from its genesis to today. What's it look like?
Oh, there's definitely some things that have stayed around since the beginning, but there's lots of things that's moved on. But we generally mix up entertainment, food, and workshops. And we're still sticking with that formula, so I think it's worked for us, and I think we'll just keep on doing it.
I think it's working out really well. Tell me a little bit about why a festival like this is important to a town like Twillingate.
So this is a season extension festival, so that's important to know, because what that does is help us move our season, a little bit further out as we go down that road towards our season winding down. So this allows us to focus on bringing people in at a time when they wouldn't normally come, when there's capacity, and when they can get here, so when there's access. And those are two important parts of this festival, and the importance to the community. It allows people to come see this beautiful community. It allows us to create all kinds of art, and so that gets a lot of messaging out. So it helps us even with our marketing and our awareness, and then it keeps people employed longer, and so we'll put some money into some pockets of some operators a little bit later in the season. So it has many, many facets that are very, very beneficial to the community.
I agree 100%. And speaking of creating art, there's a lot of art getting created here today. Can you tell us a little bit about the event that we're currently at?
So this would normally be outside. So we had a tail end of a hurricane yesterday. So this would have been a treat on the trail, and we would have had a big tent. And so we have 6 different chefs here doing 6 different dishes. And so the whole idea is kind of like family serving, like the whole idea of being in a community where we all know each other and somewhat connected to each other. So we bring people that normally don't have those kinds of connections into our tent. And we share our music and our stories and our food with them, which is what we've been doing since the beginning of time, and is what Newfoundlanders do so well. So it's kind of like sharing who we are with anyone who wants to come. So how I always like to end these things is to say that if you're out there and you're thinking about coming to Newfoundland and Labrador, there are festivals and events like this taking place all across this wonderful province. And if you can get the opportunity to go to some of these far-flung areas, do so. You won't be disappointed.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Catherine Sansom. I'm actually from Indian Cove, just across the causeway from Twillingate. I am actually the winner of last year's cross-country cake-off on CTV.
Wow, congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. It was very exciting.
So we're here and we've been watching you decorate this cake for a little while now, and the craftsmanship is just impeccable. Tell us a little bit about what goes into making a cake like this.
Well, it's a lot of work, but I did a vanilla bean cake with fresh wild Newfoundland blueberries, salted caramel buttercream, and a toffee crunch inside. Then I have some surprises, some custom fondant decorations for the outside.
I love that. That's fantastic. Wow. So tell me a little bit about your inspiration. I know you mentioned there's some Newfoundland blueberries in there. What was your inspiration for this cake?
Basically, every time I make a vanilla and blueberry cake, it reminds me of the traditional blueberry and toffee sauce, you know, the pudding that everyone's grandma made.
I love that. That's fantastic. We've been asking everybody, because this, of course, is the Unscripted Digital Arts Festival. Tell me a little bit about how it feels to be an artist in a community like this.
Oh my goodness, being an artist in this kind of a community, everyone knows everyone, so kind of when you hit the big scene and you're on TV, it's kind of very rewarding. Everyone is just so positive and wants to congratulate you, and it's great to have that support.
Name's Sean Huzzy, chef and owner of Chinch Bistro. I don't know, most people around town know me because I'm always at these events anyways. So, yeah, we've been on the go for like 13 years at the restaurant. Like I said, we got, processing facility where we make kind of all of our own processed meats and deli meats and so on and so forth. So, I was here for the first one, and I learned today this is the 9th one. So, yeah, Unscripted Art Festival. This is the major food event for the whole weekend. We got some mainstays here. Roy McPherson is here. Chris Mercer from Cajones. Local chef here, Paul, who's the chef of the Anchor Inn. So we're doing grilled tuna shoyu ramen. Grilled tuna, ramen noodles, mushroom bacon shoyu broth, then just like crispy nori and green onion. I'm a big supporter of all these festivals around the province. I've done tons of them between Roots, From This Rock back in the day. We used to do one in Grand Falls, Midwinter Biver. They're all super important to me. It's major part of our tourism. The local chefs are here celebrating local food. Also, I just think people at these festivals when they come out, they want to have good food too. So it's it's important to bring these style foods to these events. Just a different level probably than most are used to. It can't all be fish and chips, even though I had fish and chips last night. It was awesome.
So we're just finishing off the final dishes at Treats on the Trail. A lot of amazing food there tonight. Earlier today, we had a chance to check out the opening ceremonies, and we're going to show you a little bit of that now.
One and all, welcome to our festival. We are so happy that you came out, truly, because I know as you came through that door, you probably thought, what am I doing getting out in this weather, coming out? I don't feel like, I would rather be in my pajamas, like somebody told me, lying on my couch watching television. Thank you for changing your mind, coming out and being with us at the kickoff of our 9th Unscripted Festival. How many of you are here for the first time at an Unscripted Festival? Few faces I've not seen before, few. How many have been here for 9 festivals? Whoa! Those are our veterans. Welcome back. I want to thank our volunteers. You'll see them, the red shirts, T-shirts, will identify them. Thank you again for those who have volunteered for so many years. Our festival wouldn't be the same if we don't have our sponsors, our supporters, and our volunteers. It's a community event after all. Our funders in particular, the Government of Canada through ACOA, and the province, as I've mentioned, for your generous support that makes this possible. It's money that goes back into our communities. It creates well-being, it expands horizons, it creates opportunity for the young people in our schools. It broadens their vision as to what is possible, and you know, they grow up in a smaller community and they see things, art for example here, that comes from a broader world, and it changes lives in small ways maybe, and for some people big change. I quickly want to mention what is happening for the rest of this weekend. Some fabulous things on the go. I mentioned the Split Peas tonight, and then they're the opening act tonight. And they'll actually do a full set, and then followed by those beautiful ugly sticks. So it is going to be a varied and fun kitchen party. Saturday night we have Sherman Downey playing at Captain's Pub. He's going to be joined by Jared Waterman, and of course he's a local favorite. It is Wellness Week, as we said. So in line with that wellness theme, on Saturday morning, Tom Alteen is going to do a drumming circle. It is scheduled to happen at Hospital Pond, and we thought that we'd have the tent there, but it's probably be in the gazebo, Maggie. There'll be a space set up for him to do the drumming circle, so that's a free event. Please join, and he'll bring drums with him. And on Sunday, Grant, where's Grant now? He's doing a guided hike with us on the rock cut trails. He's going out French Beachway, Slades Lane. And then if you talk about well-being, there's nothing better for your soul than art. And we have beautiful digital art on display. I particularly want to mention an invited artist who's with us today, L.A. Monreal from St. John's, or originally from Colombia. I'm looking for a chance to sit with her and hear more about her story. Her work is presented here, and it's technically a really complex display. There's a unit here, a little yellow box that controls it all. There's some instructions, but if you see LA around, where is she hiding now?
Hi, my name is Ale Monreal. I am a visual artist from Toronto, based in St. John's for the moment. And behind me here, you see the Now Then machine. It's a project that I worked on with Josh Borden. We worked on it together. I brought in the footage and the weaving, and he helped with the programming, and we built this machine together. It's an Arduino-based little box that controls aspects of video elements, and it represents how our memory works, and how memories are just like little moments that are just like woven together, fragments that we can't recall. We can't recall perfectly. We can't go back to those moments. And it's just a visual representation of that, how sometimes our memories are distorted, and it gives the audience a chance to play with the video projection and let them discover like their own memories meshed in with my memories, and how they can interact and try to generate more interactive media and technology mixed with textiles and weaving and things like that. So these are some of my moments living in Latin America, where my parents are from. I spent a lot of my early days there, and there, I always grew up with a sense of wanting to go back and wanting to be in two places at once. So the footage behind the weaving is footage from my experience here in Newfoundland, so that would be the now moments, and the footage on the weaving would be the then moments. So trying to capture that desire to be at two places at once, being two times at once, and trying to bring it all back, that nostalgia, trying to be everywhere. We wanted to make the projection and weaving interactive, and me and Josh were just going back and forth thinking of how we could do that. And then we wanted to introduce something Arduino based, something we had never worked with the electronics. So we just came up with components, and we decided that we wanted some dials and some buttons and an ultrasonic sensor, which is triggered by proximity. So the effects change based on how close your hand is to the sensor and turns it off the further you are away from it. And we really liked that concept, and we really wanted to make it work, but none of us had any experience with building electronics ourselves. So we consulted with our friend Dan McLean, who's an engineer at MUN, and he helped us actually 3D print this box. So it was a great help. It was a great team effort. Technology is just like ever evolving and ever changing, and I think this festival is a nice place to showcase artists who are trying to do different things, who are incorporating different things. Like I personally like to incorporate analog and digital components in my art, and also include like weaving and other crafts. And actually, the reason why I'm here in Newfoundland was because I was part of an art residency at Eastern Edge in St. John's, and they have a program called Mainframe, which is dedicated to bringing like technology-based arts into the community and trying to, bring that connection to Newfoundland. And that, because of that, this project developed, and I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without that experience. So I think all these festivals in Newfoundland that are exploring more digital aspects of art are super integral to integrate like smaller communities into just like the wider world, and get a new perspective on the storytelling that happens here.
Well, that's it for the 9th annual Unscripted Digital Arts Festival in Twillingate. It was such a fun year. We got to taste so many great foods, amazing music, amazing art gallery and show. I can't wait to see it next year, and that'll be the 10th year, so I'm sure they're going to do something special. Thanks again.